What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now and Ever, and welcome back to another Turbo update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, so this is one of the first positive Turbo videos I've gotten to make in a long time. So as you guys can see, since my last video, Turbo has had a very nice breakout. It's up to a $163 million market cap, and it actually pumped up to around 190 million, but the candle has gotten sold off a little bit. But you can see that this falling wedge actually broke out perfectly. Just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about, this was my last Turbo video about 5 days ago. You can see that Turbo was at 94 million, and I actually named this video Insane Discount, and you can see that it's almost done a 2x since that video. So congratulations to any of you guys that bought the fear in the market. But regarding this particular falling wedge, I would love to see if we can get back above the previous high. As you guys know, most of the time these falling wedges have broken out in the past. We had this initial falling wedge and it had a huge move out of it. But then the rest of these falling wedges have had smaller moves, like this one right here, smaller breakout, this one, smaller breakout, this one, smaller breakout. And then this one was a massive falling wedge, but it looks a little bit weird because of this flash crash. But you can see that we're getting a very strong breakout from the falling wedge yet again. Clearly we broke the trend line. So obviously from a short-term standpoint, this is very bullish. But to be honest with you guys, I would love to see Turbo reclaim this 0.003936 level. If we can get back above this previous high right here, then I think that'll be a great look for Turbo going forward. But again, so far so good. If you look at the crypto market as a whole right now, you can see that we've also had a nice bounce. Bitcoin is currently 91,200, Ethereum is 3,058. Now to be clear, I am recording this video midday on November 28th, and you guys will be seeing this the morning of November 29th. So there is a chance that price action is going to change a little bit, but my opinions are not really going to change. Especially from a technical analysis standpoint, because I'll show you guys Bitcoin later, but I'm going to show you guys the larger time frames. But if we look at the Memecoin market, this is very exciting to see with Turbo. So if you look at like Pepe as an example, you can see that Pepe is actually up 10.7% in the last week. It's doing better than a lot of projects. You look at SPX though, it's up 50% in the last week. You look at SPX's volume, this is where things are super interesting. 36.5 million. Okay, you scroll down, look at Turbo right here, up 69% in the last week. And if you look at Turbo's volume, it is massive, 370 million. Scroll up here and you look at Pepe. Pepe is 330 million. Turbo has higher volume than Pepe right now. That is very rare in the market right now, and it shows that there is a lot of interest in Turbo as a project currently. And what is super interesting about Turbo right now is if you look at the X account, there hasn't been any major news recently. This is just kind of what I've been telling you guys about how Turbo is just overall a strong project. A lot of people think that you need some massive catalyst for a project to pump, but that's not really the case. If a project is high quality, then it is eventually going to have its move. If we do check out Turbo again on CoinMarketCap, you can see that most of the volume is actually coming from Binance at the moment. Binance has 13.8% of the volume. A lot of my previous videos, HTX has had higher volume than Binance, but that's not the case right now. So it's nice to see that a lot of people are using Binance yet again. Now, I do also want to go back over to the Turbo X account and I'll show you their most recent post. So you can see that they actually just posted 4 hours ago, another day, another destiny, time to get to work. And then MEXC also posted them 15 hours ago as one of the top gainers. They were actually the top gainer. And that's kind of crazy to think about because Turbo is not a small project. That's what a lot of people don't understand is Turbo is, even after this breakout, a $165 million market cap. It's not like this is some micro cap project. So the fact that it's the top gainer is actually huge to see. But it also just puts things in perspective and shows you how fast this market can move. But that's because a lot of people lose perspective and they don't understand how fast everything can change in the market. Again, I've been showing you guys this over and over, but if you look at the fear and greed index, we're still showing 20, which is fearful. Over the last few weeks, we have been showing extreme fear. We were all the way down at 10. And I had been showing you guys the chart. We had not seen extreme fear that low since 2022. That right there should put everything in perspective for you. I do quickly want to show you guys the Bitcoin chart. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, especially the monthly time frame, we have bullish divergence on the monthly time frame. You can see that price action is swinging up into a higher low and the RSI is swinging down into a lower low. Not to mention price action wicked beneath the 21 monthly moving average and liquidated a ton of positions, but now has reclaimed that level. This is very important to see. And if you guys have been watching my other updates, you know that we also closed above the 50 weekly moving average on the 2-week time frame. You can see that right here. We wicked beneath it, similar to the monthly, and then we closed above it. Now, to be clear, the monthly candle has not actually closed, so we won't know until the end of November. But if it closes similar to this 2-week right here, that's going to be a great look. It's going to show a lack of sell pressure. We're still closing above key levels. And I also just want to show you guys the weekly time frame real quick because it's a very common time frame. And what I found super interesting about the weekly time frame is how oversold the RSI was. A lot of people don't understand the RSI was so oversold that we had not seen these levels since 2022, similar to the fear and greed index. Where was Bitcoin at the last time the RSI was this oversold? $16,000. Think about that for a second. Bitcoin at the time was like 86,000 whenever it was this oversold. Now it's 91,000, but it was 86,000 at the time. So 86,000 versus 16,000. So that right there shows you that effort does not match price action, and the current sentiment is insane. The fact that people are feeling extreme fear right now is just crazy. We are still clearly holding a higher macro low. There's not even an argument to that. If we end up dropping beneath that 74,300, then I will absolutely change my tune, but we haven't done that. We're still holding a higher low and we're above key levels. And if you look at the stochastics right now, we're extremely oversold. What's happened every single time we've had extremely oversold stochastics? Extremely oversold right here, strong breakout. Extremely oversold, strong breakout. Extremely oversold, strong breakout. We get a strong breakout almost every single time. So I still think the larger time frames look very good for Bitcoin. And obviously, if Bitcoin does break out hard from here, don't be shocked if the rest of the market breaks out. And that absolutely could include a project like Turbo. Turbo is already pumping a lot harder than Bitcoin and a lot harder than most of the market right now. It is a very strong project in this space. That's why I've been covering it for as long as I've been covering it. But I know a lot of people can lose conviction very fast. But honestly, that's about all I have for you guys today. As always, if you guys are interested in Turbo and you guys are excited for this pump, etc., I always recommend taking a look at my Discord. As a lot of you guys know, we have hit some huge multipliers in here this cycle. And my most recent buy alert actually had Turbo in it. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. And I'd love to have you guys in here with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Turbo. If you enjoyed this content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.